Hey guys, how's it going? So I wanted to contrast the last video with another type of arm crusher arm bar that you can get. Of course, in this match here between Gio Martinez and Eddie Cummings, the arm crush was used to set up the arm bar, and the arm crush was done with the feet on the outside. So basically, if you have a spider web here, the arm crush is set up by taking the leg that is next to your opponent's legs and looping it over the top of the arm. So he's going to loop it over the top of the arm here and then create his triangle lock here with his other leg, putting kind of both feet near behind the head right there. So that's the arm crush setup that Gio Martinez uses. Now, you could theoretically take your arm crush setup to the opposite side, right? There's not anything physically preventing you from doing this. It's just whether or not it's a good idea to do so, right? So the difference that this would really make, first off, is that your feet would have to be positioned between you and the leg that you want to grab. So if you're intending on grabbing the leg like Gio's doing right here with this arm, having your feet in between your opponent's body and your arm grab makes your arm grab inherently less stable, right? So having the feet here makes the arm grab stronger. Another thing that it does is it changes the setup and orientation of how your arm goes through. So with Gio's arms right here, when he has his arm through this way, he's grabbing onto the thigh of the leg that is the arm crush leg, right? Whereas if he was to switch this over, he would actually be grabbing onto the thigh of the bracing leg right here, because this would be on the other side. So he would be technically grabbing his right leg still, but the right leg would be the bracing leg now instead of the crushing leg, right? So there's a differentiation in that. Now, whether that makes a huge difference or not, I'm not necessarily sure right off the bat if it does. However, it is a differentiation that is made between those two types of arm crush setups. So we know how this one ends, right? We've gone through the match. We saw the end over here where Gio Martinez takes this armbar home after Eddie Cummings gets up and gets to his knees, eventually gets taken out with this armbar here because he loses control of the foot. So here he's making a best effort, spins, and gets tapped. And here we have another match from EBI where this guy, Dolph here, is going to do a same kind of spider web armbar. But this time he's going to elect to do the arm crush in the opposite direction. So he immediately throws his other leg over the top. Now, one of the quick things that you can note almost immediately is that his feet probably aren't going to make it in between his opponent and him. So there's not a lot of space like right here between him and his opponent, especially with this arm grab that he's created. So getting his feet to go into that spot over here is going to be kind of a long shot, right? And so his intention is not to actually arm crush where his feet are in that little corner over there, but instead to arm crush where his feet are kind of on top of the belly, or to use this foot in order to scrape the arm off and get the arm bar, right? Because that foot scrape can work really well. Now, a key detail here is that he's grabbed the leg, and this is completely imperative if you're going to take your leg off the head, because you need one of the two. You can't have neither, right? So if he has the leg over the head, he technically doesn't need this arm here, although it does increase stability. But if he takes the foot off the head, he 100% has to have this leg here. Otherwise, the person's just going to come right up to their knees, and he's going to be in a much more disadvantageous position to finish the armbar. So as we play through this, he goes immediately to having his legs crossed, and then now this guy lets go and goes over the top, and then this is the moment where when I was watching the match, I was like, oh, this looks very, very bad for the person on the bottom, and the reason for that is because his feet right here are crossed, but if he puts that cross in between his elbows, so the cross is here, then the elbow is going to be isolated on the other side of the cross. And what that does is it makes an incredibly powerful extension device, because you can push outward with your legs at the same time that you pull with your arm, and it's almost impossible to keep the grip. So the arm is certainly going to come loose, and that's basically what happens. So we'll play through it. He's going to throw his feet in, and then after he does, he's going to be able to extend those legs, come through with the arm, and then he's just going to switch himself to the triangle to get the finish. He's going to go through, grab the triangle. After using that extension to kind of break the grip a little bit, he's going to come under the leg and finish with the triangle. So there's a beautiful finish as well. So not necessarily sure that either arm crush is wrong. Both probably have their place.